I fucking gained 22 pounds.
Wow.
In fucking 2.5 weeks. Like, I look different. Like, we all fucking go, hey, what's wrong with these fucking pets? So the coach goes, all right, let's see. You guys are fucking eating, fucking whatever. We're fucking running. And I can fucking taste tamale for a fucking year after that. Fucking running, you're burping it up. You're like, oh. Hello, everyone. Hola, mis amigos. You're listening to Oh My God Hi, Hijo de Dios. Hola. With me, George Lopez. Porque, ¿sabes qué? Let's do the show. Porque I got a lot of things to do. I gotta go to that dry cleaner ahí. My kid fell. Se pegó la cabeza. I gotta go get some Neosporin Paul.
You know what George is?
Oh, I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
What's his name? George?
Lopez.
George Lopez.
Oh my God!
OMG.
OMG Hi!
Oh my God, hi.
My best Christmas is I woke up naked.
What were the Christmases like when you were growing up?
I had good Christmas when I was growing up. My mom and dad, that was one time in the year. I have 6 sisters, no brothers, so everybody would get together at my mom and dad's house. And
As a kid?
As a kid, yeah. And Christmas Eve was always at my mom and dad's house.
And you guys would all decorate?
The tree was decorated before then. My job as a kid was batear la masa. We didn't have mixers or anything like that. So my arm was in the masa, going, just turning that masa, trying to get it ready.
Right. And
it was tiring.
Yeah, there was no fucking Cuisinart.
No.
Fucking bullshit.
No, this was just brute fucking strength. Just get in there. And I remember the test was, my mom would I said, Mom, isn't this masa done yet? And she'd get a piece of masa, put it in a glass of water, and the fucking thing would sink. No, batele más, cabrón. And, get in there. And she'd put more water, and then I learned, put the oil in there. Oil floats. Oh. So you put enough oil in that, lard in that shit, it'd come right up to the top. So I'd keep going. She'd put more stuff in there, and finally it'd get to float, and my job was done. Then they'd get
So it sinks because it's heavy?
Yeah. And it just wasn't whipped up enough. And I'd tell my mom, why don't you buy this masa preparada one? No, I said, no sirve, cabrón. That's the new way. No, she's the old-fashioned way. When I got married, and my wife, we made tamales in my house now for the first time. And I told my wife, I said, we ain't buying this old school shit. We're getting masa that's already prepared. So,
because you could go to a torteria or a deli, like, we used to go to Carrillo's in San Fernando. And
exactly.
You put the order in like fucking 2 months ahead. And then you go out there and they would put it in like a case where the cases are. But they would put it in that little box.
Yeah.
Cover it and you walk out with it.
Exactly. So it's preparado. So now all you got to do is get it, put it on the hojas, roll it up, put them in. And so my mom came down. Now, my mom would never say anything bad about my wife. Never. So my mom comes down and I'd say, hey, Mom, what do you think about the tamales? And she says, ay, sabroso, mijo. You really did good. These are excellent. I said, masa preparada, ma. And none of that old-fashioned shit. This is the prepared one. She never used the old-fashioned one again. She went to
fuck it. Yeah. Because why? Because it would take hours, probably.
Yeah. It was a long. It was a tough job. I'm trying to convince my wife. I want her to make some more this year.
But it's a big thing to make.
Yeah, it's much easier for her to buy. It's much easier to buy them.
But if you make, you can't make them by yourself. Like when I started doing stand-up, I had a joke about them making tamales and they make more. Let me see if I can remember, more than anybody could eat. So my grandmother would be like, okay, it's going to be the 3 of us. I think we should make 35,000. In case somebody wants seconds.
Yeah.
Fucking 35,000. And then they would be fucking, put the thing in there. And I said, they just kept making them until they were done talking about everybody. And then they would say, who's not here? Fucking son of a bitch. And they start fucking talking about it. And then they would say, that wasn't me. Or if they talk back, my grandmother would say, take the olives out of his. Like, it was a fucking big deal to have all of it, to get all of it at tamale.
Yeah, so that was it. And then as we got older, every year, matter of fact, I just got done.
And they're like, to me, tamales are like fucking fingerprints. There's no two that are the same.
No, I
don't give a fuck. You could have sisters standing right next to each other, two moms, same family, everybody together, and they would make. It's precision, but it's but there's no precision in it. Like, they know how much masa. They'll say, no. Bring me those.
that's
They
too
take it
much.
off. And then some people like it with a lot of masa. Some people don't like it with a lot of masa. And then you have where you might go to somebody else's house and they say, oh, these are pretty good. Are they better than your mom's? Well, I'm not going to say that. That's fucking pretty good, right? They're always trying to like, who's...
Compare them to moms.
Yeah.
We did it, and I'll tell you, my wife learned how to cook because my mom taught her. My mom is the one that taught her how to cook. My wife's best Mexican cook in town. Her tamales are better than my mom's. My mom used to use chunked up pork meat, but it was in chunks. That's why my dad liked it. My wife now makes it, all the meat is shredded. So you get meat in every bite.
Right.
And they were much better, a little lighter than my mom. So I love.
Yeah.
So I used to tell, even my mom says, hey, well, hers are better. She admitted it, back then. But my mom, and the only thing my mom couldn't cook was a steak. Mexican for the most part, they make them into jerky.
It's all burnt, right?
Yeah, it's got to be well done, overdone, like jerky. And not me.
But also, if it's like in chunks, it's like I grew up with the ones in chunks because my grandmother hardly they made them some years, and when she did, they were great, but not all the time. But then I grew up with eating the ones from Carrillo's, and they're like balls, and then they're tied up in the ends, and not like flat.
Yes. Okay.
And the flat ones I think are the way people do them. I know Carrillo's, they've been doing them in a ball. Had some at the house in a ball, but also Ricky from the country club, he goes, I got some tamales for you, fucking two. Fucking badass, fucking dude. Okay, that's probably 10. He fucking ate 8. The fuck waited for me to show up. And he gave me 2 of them. And they were really good. And they were flat. And they were red. And it was hot. And they were good. I was like, wow, these are good. His mom made them. I'm like, fucking, these are great.
There's a guy that makes them. I just had at an old East LA reunion. Guys from East LA that worked back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Over at Rudy's, right next to Pep Boys, Pomona and Atlantic. And Rudy I used to take my homicide team there as a Christmas gift. I would save money up during the year and take my 14 homicide investigators down to Rudy's, and he would make lobster Puerto Nuevo style. And it's the lobster, the beans, the rice, the salad, tortillas, salsa, guacamole, everything. Lunch is on me and all your drink. I picked up the entire tab to say thank you. You guys have made me look good all year. Here we go. So we just had one a couple of weeks ago, just like a little reunion. Had about 60 guys down there, put it on. Rudy makes some good tamales. And we've been buying them for the last few years from my comadre. She makes some tamales. And I told the wife, I said, hey, Rudy's making some tamales for Christmas this year again. She says, I don't care. I like my comadre's tamales better. I said, dear Jesus Christ, you can't remember what Rudy's tasted like 4 years ago. He hadn't made them since COVID.
Right.
I said, come on, give the guy a shot. At least taste them and say, oh, these taste like shit. But don't tell me you like comadre's better. She said, well, I just know I like my comadre's tamales. I said, all right. So I brought some. Rudy's not dumb. Rudy says, here, take these to the house.
But that's a dude making them, right?
Yeah, and he's an excellent cook. He send me a dozen home, and I told the wife, I said, here, taste one. She says, oh, these are good. I said, yeah, they're good. I said, we've already ordered tamales for the firemen down the house the other day. But the other ones are probably going to come from Rudy's. And so see,
what do you eat with the tamales? Like, do you eat them just like that?
I
use a tortilla. Oh, it's kind of a tortilla on a tortilla.
On a tortilla. This morning I had just tamales and eggs and chili. No tortilla, no nothing, just... Eat that like that. It was good.
I eat them with fucking bread. Eh?
A lot of people do.
They do?
Yeah. Well, we had bolillos the other day. Nice and fresh.
But I eat them with bread like what fucking wheat bread. I ate one last night with wheat bread. Like, fucking forever. I've been doing that forever.
He makes some good tamales. We'll have some more for the years up. We had rice, beans. We served rice, beans, tamales, and there was chili out there. There was guacamole. We had pan dulce for them. Whatever, just try to feed them.
When we were
thank you.
When we were in high school, I think we were like seniors. So you take you take the Christmas break, you probably would be off like whatever the Friday was, maybe the 14th of December or 16th, whatever, and then you didn't have to come back till the 3rd or 4th of January, right? So we're playing baseball, and working out, and pretty good, and I fucking gained 22 pounds.
Wow.
In fucking 2.5 weeks. Like, I look different. Like, we all fucking go, hey, what's wrong with these fucking pets? So the coach goes, all right, let's see. You guys are fucking eating, fucking whatever. We're fucking running. And I can fucking taste tamales for a fucking year after that. Fucking running, you're burping it up. You're like, oh, I was drinking it up. I think my grandfather brought some apple soda from Mexico. And I was sitting there, I was using my chest as a fucking board, just eating them off of my chest. And we were running. I could not believe how much weight I gained in a short amount of time, but also how much I could taste the fucking tamales when I was running.
Wow. Another thing I started doing as an adult, every year I would write a poem for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Everybody get quiet and I'd read this poem.
Well, how long have you been doing that?
Well, shit, I did it for years. I stopped. There was some trials and tribulation in my personal household. My daughter was out of the house, so I said, no more poems. I can't get my heart into this shit. That was it. No more poems. My daughter just turned 51. My family came up and asked me, I shouldn't say this, as a surprise, it'll be too late, they won't hear this. As a surprise, we want you to do a poem. I want you to bring back the tradition.
And how did you start doing that?
I don't know how I started doing it.
I think it's pretty fucking amazing, man. I would have loved to have been able to have somebody say something consistently.
And it was funny. Every one of them, people laughed and people cried. So that, was the night before Christmas, and all through the casa, all you could smell was chili and masa. So
right.
Put a Mexican theme to it, name some of the kids in there and what they did, things that happened during the year. This year, we talk about, I've started working on it, but I start talking about the fact that my mom and dad aren't here physically, but they're still here with us anyway. They started this tradition. Now we're back. So hopefully, it'll turn out good. It'll be a surprise to the family.
Yeah. That's a trip, man, huh? Because, we didn't really do much, my grandfather, grandmother. But it's like they're both gone. So even being in the house with them would have been, I don't think I realized that was Christmas. Like, my grandfather didn't take off or sleep all day. He was in the house. It was Christmas, watching TV and stuff. I mean, that's how we did it, but they're gone forever. And I'm still here. You're in the house by yourself, and you look back on that little house, and then you're like, well, maybe it wasn't the most familiar Christmas, but there we were. Like, I'll take one of those again.
Yeah, it's always been. They've kept up. We get together every year. And what it's done is it was always at my mom and dad's house. Okay, then my dad passed, so then we started. Okay, I've got 6 sisters, so now we move to my house this year. And we went around like that. Now it's been going on so long, so now it's not at my house. Now it's at the kids' house. The kids put it on. So this year it's my sister's kids that are putting it on, so we'll be at the niece and nephew's house. But every Christmas, everybody goes there, everybody eats, they have a gift exchange, and then we leave. Everybody goes their way because they all have their own families and other people.
That's crazy.
So we do
crazy,
that, and it really is.
And you shop and everything you shop?
No. I at this point in time, it's go to the credit union, take out money, and let them buy what they want. Give them money instead of gifts. So
it's a trip, huh? It's a trip, man. How things change.
It is. The only ones that get my little ones, the grandkids, they get gifts. The little grandkids. My daughter's all excited. I just bought a ice machine that makes shaved ice, like Hawaiian ice.
Yeah.
And
remember Hawaiian ice? Those are called tropical ice?
Yeah, so I got one, and it's not a cheap one. I got one for the house, but it's not for me. I don't give a shit about that. But it's so the kids will have something when they come down. Hey, make shaved ice. Let's let them have fun. So everything's for the kids at this point in time. And the wife and I just really look back and are just happy that everybody else is happy.
Right. Yeah.
And then the day after Christmas, it was really tough. It's my anniversary. And so we were supposed to go down to Stephen's Steakhouse, and they're closed. Because of the pandemic, they've gone on to being closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Our anniversary falls on the...
Oh, they're closed even now?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're closed Monday and Tuesday nights. And so we've had to find someplace else to go, so we're going someplace else, and we'll take the kids with us and the grandkids and a couple of friends. And I think, we'll probably have 15, 20 people with us, and we'll pick up the
trip,
tab.
man. I mean, there's a lot of, the holidays get a little bit depressing for some people, because,
Sure they do.
Yeah. And
Suicides go up.
Yeah. And it's just because it's this time of the year. It's not during the summer. It's not 4th of July.
It's a time where there's a sharing of love. Everybody gets together. You're really missing them because not only are you not here to buy them gifts, but they were always here to hug you and buy you gifts for Christmas. It's a tough time for some people, and it's I understand life, because of my job, what I did, how special it is, but it's about just sharing. It's about giving and sharing, and that's all it is for me.
It's strange because I was telling somebody that Ann did big Christmases, we'd go see her mom in Fort Lauderdale. We'd take my aunt, mine was little, or then if we did it at the house, it was she went way overboard, loved Christmas. So then I go from having no Christmas, or my grandmother would be like, if I'm gonna buy a tree, I want to plan it after. I'm gonna fucking buy a tree to throw away. You're like, Grandma, everybody throws a Christmas tree away. Well, I want to get one that. So she bought one that we replanted in the front yard. You know how fucking embarrassing it is to be in junior high and you got a fucking Christmas tree in front of your house every day of the fucking year. And they were like, hey, that fucking puto right there, you can find his house. It still has tinsel or the fucking tree in there. And it's like you're the kid that has the fucking Christmas tree in his front yard. What kind of shit is that?
No.
I mean, because if you didn't want to buy it and throw it away, ¿pa qué? And then you go, all right, so they go to the Green Thumb over there on Sepulveda and then buy one you can replant. Fucking bullshit, eh?
We've had a fake tree for years. And I don't decorate. I learned after I retired from being a cop, for 38 years, my world was on the outside of the house. That was my wife's castle.
Yeah.
She does everything. So now I can't get close to the Christmas decorations on the outside. I can't touch anything. She does it all. We've had the same tree now. We had a fake tree that has been good. It's pretty. It's big. It's full, and it spins around. She's happy with it. And so.
I think my grandfather and I remember a few of them. We wouldn't plug the lights in the house to see which ones needed to be replaced. He'd fucking hang them up, then plug it in, and then up there you'd see which ones needed to be replaced.
It sounds like my wife. I don't tell her. I don't tell her what to do. We have this big, these blow-up things, 12-foot blow-up thing, and the wind would get it and then blow it over. And I tried to tell her one time, if you got that string and just put it over here on this side to hold it this way. No, you don't. That's why I have them over here. All right, I won't say anything. And then watch that thing get blown over every goddamn night. So that's her world. I don't mess with it. She's happy with it. God bless her.
And the Christmas light would stay up fucking March, take them down. Or else they'd stay up and it'd be like June and you're like, it's almost Christmas, just leave them up there.
Yeah.
Fucking leave them up all year round. And then as an adult, when I would go see my grandmother, you could still see the fucking nails still outside of the boarding around the house where we used to hang the Christmas tree, we used to hang the Christmas lights in fucking 1973. You still fucking see the nails hanging out. Like the one that you put it in and then you bend it so that it becomes its own safety thing, and still see those in there.
See, now we got clips. You only got plastic clip. They get all the
Fucking crazy.
modern shit. Yeah, the only thing my wife does, and I just laugh at her, she plugs everything in, and it'll be 3 a.m. The goddamn stuff's still lit outside. And she says, I know, I forgot to set the timer. Oh, I forgot to, and so just about the time Christmas is here, she'll finally get it right and they'll go off at night.
Crazy.
But it is what it is. They enjoy it.
I think even in times like this where, people are so divided by everything that when this comes around, it kind of resets everybody. Right?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And it resets us. One of my sisters, and she's just the one, I've got 2 younger ones. She's the one just younger than I am. And we do a lot of stuff together. And she says, I think I'm going to break tradition. I don't think I'm going to go down there this year. I know we do it every year, but, we live over here. It's a long drive, and I don't know if I want to really do it. Same people. And then we went to see the Mavericks in concert Saturday night. And she says, okay, I'm official. I'll be there. I'm not going to break tradition. I realize that's what the family's about.
A lot of things can happen, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen in this.
So she's going to be with us.
Yeah. That's pretty good, man. I mean, I think mine and I used to go to Laker games every Christmas because I didn't do much on Christmas. So we would go to the game. I'd take every Christmas day. So I think I'm trying to get tickets to go. I haven't been to a game, and it's tough with Kobe gone,
Yeah.
like, even though he wasn't playing. Just the idea of.
Plus, they're not playing that good right now.
No. Yeah. Yeah. We're not used to being bad like that. But then, time move. I mean, hey, man, time moves.
Yeah.
It moves on.
I don't know. I've never been a big basketball fan. I just never
They're fun.
have. I've only gone to 1, maybe 2 professional basketball games. The last one I went to, I got to sit on the floor, and there was Walton, Daddy Walton.
Yeah, Bill Walton.
Yeah, and biggest feet and most intense
yeah.
basketball player I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just
Looking amazing. He was amazing.
Yeah,
He's
just
really good,
moving
man.
on.
I mean, he was tough. He was tough, too. He won with Portland in the 60s and 70s, and then he won. I think he won with the Celtics, yeah. But he would fracture his feet. If I go for a fucking rebound, he'd come down and break his foot. Like, he's always, like, bad foot problems, yeah.
I just know it was the most intense player, most intense thing I'd ever seen. How much he concentrated
Pretty
what
amazing.
he was doing. He was.
It's a different game because there's no traditional big man before. Like you would see Kareem running across, or guys that weren't like Mark Eaton with Utah. I remember seeing him, like Lurch. You see Lurch running, and they just go and get in position. They score, and they just run back to a position. Like the game's not that anymore. Like there's no real traditional center anymore. Like the center can run and shoot and pass and rebound. It's like he has to do everything now. Where before the guy would just sit in there in the middle and just hand
the
out
big
his
man,
ball,
yeah.
and then he would, they would shoot.
Yeah, rebound and block.
Well, this is a good. It's been a good year, man. Thank you for.
Oh, it's been a great year. I can't thank you, the company, enough. This is something. I'm telling you, the people ask me, "What are you doing now?" I say, "Shit, this is the life of Riley right now, and I don't have to do anything. Just come down here. It's like going to a comedy show every week."
Well, everything I do is a pain in the ass to do, except the show's not a pain in the ass to do, or this. Like I don't mind doing this. I bitch less about. I'm like going to NBC with mine. I mean, I got nothing but great things about that and what the future of that brings. But coming here too, it's been nice, man.
And to be by, I just yesterday. By the way, the wife, before I left, every time before I leave, she says, "Be sure to say hello to George." She said, "Merry Christmas." So my obligation is done. Merry Christmas. But I was just telling her yesterday, I said, I can't believe it's been over a year that I've been with you now. And it's...
Has it been almost 2 years?
Yeah, March will be 2 years.
Wow. Get the fuck out of here.
March will be 2 years.
And I'm grateful. It's been fun. And most important thing of anything is I've made new friends.
Yeah.
And that's more important.
Well, I was never I was never really the conversation starter, I would say. I mean, you can make people laugh in a conversation, but not the conversation for 2 hours, like we're doing Michael Rosenbaum. I mean, I never met him, knew a little bit about him, but that was easy. That was fucking easy.
It was easy.
He was having a fucking great, and that's a guy like, that guy has been doing a podcast for a long time, right?
5 years.
Successful. Like he's a success at. I mean, well, you know, but he understands it, and he had a great time. He was like just shooting the shit. I think that's
it was fun.
That's the beauty of coming out here. Is it's just like I looked them up a little bit. I try to overdo it, but even all those guys that have made us fucking laugh, like the guy that Geraldo Rivera, you fuck prick. Who was that guy?
All versions.
Paul Verzi.
And give me a call back, yeah. Mustache, fuck. God bless. How hard were we fucking laughing, man?
God, that's
God
the
bless.
funniest. I still tell people that's the funniest man I'd ever. That thing
That
that, he did with
motherfucker was so
Geraldo
funny.
Rivera, and I tell everybody I've never seen you laugh that much.
Fuck. I mean,
it was funny.
I used to not laugh. Well, not here, but just in general. Like, oh, George is laugh. You know, but I laugh in here. I laugh all the time. But I mean, that shit had me fucking. And even with the girls, I mean, when the girls come in and they're talking about their sexuality, all this, and it's just fascinating, man. It's fascinating too because they're funny, and then you're learning shit that I would have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Or meet anybody that's pansexual. Not fucking pansexual.
His Rodney Dangerfield had me going. It was
Fucking great,
It
man.
was fucking hilarious between the two of you going back and forth.
But you know, Geraldo Rivera, what was it? He goes, hey,
you ugly fuck.
fuck mustache, fuck. But give me a call back. All right, God bless. Fucking that thing at the end. Crazy, man. Funny, huh? Funny.
It was.
Fucking Maz Jobrani, fucking funny. Everybody that's been on is fucking hilarious.
There's time to laugh at everything, and laughter is the best thing for all the wrong that's going on in the world.
I think ultimately, man, it is. I think ultimately it is.
It's just some people get it, some people don't. But I'm going to tell you, if I'm laughing, it's the best part of my life, best part of the day.
When are you gonna be ready to start playing the guitarón in here?
I'm working on it. Matter of fact,
Did you buy one or no? He gave you one?
He gave me one. He made it, and on the inside, he's got his sticker in there. Tomas Candela, made this guitarón. And I told the wife just the other day, like I'm off practice, no lessons until after the first of the year, because it was Christmas holiday coming up. We had this, we had that. Things were going on.
Do you look on YouTube? Is there anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm following. And he did some videos that I'm working with. And I'm starting to build a little callus right here. Mm-hmm. But I told the wife the other day, it was a good practice. I was home alone. She says, did you practice? I said, yes, I did. I gave him a good hour. And she just had to go. I said, it was really good. I learned something. And that was, I was trying to stretch my fingers around, to get over to some of these. And then I realized if I just arch my wrist, right here, it works a lot better if I arch a wrist and I'm not straining as hard. And he kept asking me, how's your wrist doing? And I said, the wrist is fine, just fingers are getting sore. Well, now I understand why he would say the wrist, because I wasn't arching my wrist before. Now I am. And we went to a birthday party. Some girls, they went to school with my daughters and the families there. They've been in mariachi groups. They used to sing with Las Reinas de Los Angeles, Las Divas, and they're a mariachi family. One of the daughters, she's a mariachi still. Her husband's a mariachi, and the girls in the mariachi group were down her house. They weren't playing. They were just there. It was a birthday party for her. And one of them was talking to me and talking to my wife. She plays guitarrón for him. And when I told her who was giving me lessons, Richard Mata, the maestro, and he says, hey, Richard Mata's giving him guitar lessons. And she tells me right away, she says, shit, you have to go all the way over there. Why don't you? I close her. I'll give you guitar lessons right here.
Wow.
But she's laughing, but she told the wife, and she told me, she says, one of these days, all of a sudden, the light's going to go on, and it's going to become different for him. Mm-hmm. And so I told the wife, I said, just that little thing, just arching my wrist a little bit, started making things earlier. So it makes me want to go back, makes me hungry to get back and do more.
Well, I've been playing for a lot of years now. I don't think I'm as good as I could be or should be, but I enjoy it. But I was putting down in my phone songs that I could start. Like I don't play the whole stuff. I get bored, and it's a pretty impressive list of. Especially I got all those guitars up there. Like I was a guy that, I sold flowers to buy my first guitar in '75 on Nordhoff and Tampa. I sold flowers by the Burger King on the corner, and to think of or to see, a Les Paul and think, fuck man, what are those? And they're like pretty expensive. And then now. I got some fucking great ones. Even Linda gave me one that was a copy of a 59 redone. But there's another one that I bought from my guy Chris, and I spent a lot of time alone, which I always done. But with those guitars around, man, I feel like it's more rest. It's not alone. Because when we start back, you're working all the time, and there is no time to get away. You won't have these days.
Yeah,
that you're able to just relax.
I do it at home, and I listen to songs. And a lot of these songs that I'm playing right now, well, I'm not playing songs. I just listen to the song. They're all easy, bum, bum, bum. It's an A and an E back and forth. Mm-hmm. And El Rey, the song that I want to learn, easy, A and E. It's easy. And to bum, 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 going up and down at the bridge. So I've got a lot to learn. I want to learn it. It's coming along.
That's pretty cool.
I'm excited about it.
All right, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for checking us out.
Exactly.
We haven't been too
Come
close
back.
in here, huh?